style when we're going to the boutique. How do you know what style you're looking for?
So I think this is like one of the craziest things, right? Like people have an idea of the style they want. They've probably pinned wedding dresses or found things in magazines. Sure. But a lot of times when people go to the store, they end up buying something totally different than what they thought they would buy. So I think the biggest thing is to keep an open mind. So have the style you like, bring those pictures with you to your appointment, show them to your stylist, but also be willing to try on something different, because you never know. Like you could put on, a ball gown and think that you wanted something super boho and then be like, oh my gosh, this is it. I feel like a bride. I have to have this dress. So I would keep that in mind when you go, but also keep in mind, if you have a certain style of wedding you're going for, then you can always provide that information to your stylist and they can help provide guidance on that too.
Okay. I mean, they are the professionals.
Yeah, exactly. They see this day in and day out.
Exactly. So then actually that leads to another question. So when you're getting ready to go to the appointment, so it sounds like you need to bring some photos, what other things can you prepare and bring so you can maximize that time and make sure you do find the right dress?
If you have any idea of your wedding colors, you can bring those samples. That way you can get an idea of, what shade of white or ivory or there's a million shades, right? So you can make sure that matches really nicely.
There's not just one?
No, there's a lot of shades.
It's news to me.
Exactly. So having that and then having a budget in mind is super important also. And that timeline, kind of knowing, is there anything once the dress comes in besides fittings that I need? So like bridal portraits, you probably need to make a decision on if you're leaning towards that. So just kind of having some prep so you can make sure you buy something within the right timetable.
Gotcha. And it's probably one of those situations where you probably don't want to try on something that's above the budget, because then you're probably going to really want it.
Yeah. So if you're really strict on your budget, make sure that you tell your stylist, hey, this is my wedding budget or my wedding dress budget. I cannot go over that. Please don't bring me anything over it.
Sure.
And they will work with you on that. But, if there's a little flexibility and you're like, this is my wedding budget, but, there's some flexibility of, $500 this way, obviously always $500 under is great too. But let them know and they'll work with you. And I think if you are on a strict budget, don't kind of roam the store and pick out dresses, because you're most likely going to pick something over budget, whereas your stylist can bring you things that are in budget and that are in your style that will work.
Perfect. And then, a lot of, I feel like we hear this a lot, and I love this. It's when couple or brides look to incorporate some family member or something that is memorable to them, a tradition or a memory or something along those lines. What is the best way to incorporate that into your dress?
So there can be a lot of really cool ways to do it. One, if mom has a dress and you wanted to just like recreate it into something totally different, most likely mom's dress is, totally different style than maybe what you wear. Maybe some like puffy
I'm pretty sure your mom's dress is very different than yours.
But so that can be really cool if you want to just change that dress up and make it into your own dress. Or if maybe you want a new dress, you could remake her veil into something different. Cool. So that could be a really cool way to do it. Or maybe take a little piece of her dress and have it sewn into the inside, or your parents' wedding date you could sew into the inside of the dress. So there's different ways that you can incorporate it actually into your physical dress. We just had a couple who took mom's dress and made it into like a rehearsal dinner dress. So that's awesome. A cool way to do it too.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, perfect. And then I'm not sure, have you had any couples that have done something non-traditional, like an all black dress? I remember I'm trying to blank on her name, but yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry. Have you ever had somebody that wanted just an all black dress or something just very offbeat?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I think that can be kind of cool. Like, I think your wedding dress should be
Sarah Jessica Parker.
There you go. I think your wedding dress should be true to your personality and to your style. So, just because you're having a boho wedding doesn't mean that you can't wear a ball gown. Or just because you're having a traditional wedding doesn't mean you can't wear a black dress. Be true to who you are and own it and love it. I would say don't put yourself in something that you don't feel is you, because you're going to look back on those pictures and be like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
So yeah, go for it and make it yours.
That's awesome. And then a little more sensitive subject, but I feel like this seems to be a common kind of question or thing is when you're buying your dress and you're looking at sizing, like how should you approach that?
Just don't look at it. let your stylist at the store like put you in the right size for you today. And I know every bride is like, I'm gonna lose weight, and you probably will, but just take care of that in the alterations. It's better to have your dress come in and be too big and then you alter it to fit your body now than to have it come in and be too small and have that like added pressure at the end of like, oh my gosh, I have to lose 10 pounds to fit into my dress.
Right.
So just go with it, buy the size that you are now, and then, you know, work so hard to get, you know, when the dress comes in that you're like, oh yeah, my dress is too big. Like that feels good.
Yeah. True. That would be awesome. It sounds so the common thread